Hi, this is Donna Hetrick. I am here with Drema Apperson, personal chef and member of the United States Personal Chefs Association. And Drema is going to demonstrate for you today how to mix the Wildtree spice blends and our awesome grapeseed oils to baste your meats and vegetables. I wanted to mention that Drema uses these oils and spice blends when she's preparing meals for her customers. And if you would be interested in having Drema prepare your meals or prep for you, please give her a call at 540-907-6069. All right, Drema, take it away.
Okay. Well, as Donna said, we're going to be mixing the Wildtree seasoning mixes with the Wildtree oils. We're going to demonstrate this on a piece of chicken and on a piece of fish, but you can use whatever combination sounds yummy to you. We're going to start with the chicken, and we're going to mix Wildtree Scampi Blend with their roasted garlic grapeseed oil. Now, actually on the box for the Scampi Blend, they have the proportions that one would use for a pound of meat, and it is 1.5 teaspoons of the blend with 3 tablespoons of the oil. So, we're going to do that. In a small bowl, 1 1/2 teaspoons of the Scampi Blend and 3 tablespoons of the oil. That beautiful green color. All the good nutrients are still there. There we go. And you can just take your basting brush and mix it up, get it a little bit homogenized, and then just brush it on whatever piece of chicken, fish, or so on that you're going to be cooking. It's typical of the properties of the grapeseed oil that actually a little goes a long way. Now, we're going to be cooking this in a Thermalon nonstick pan. Thermalon is the greenest variation of the nonstick pans. They need to be treated special, but it's not anything that you have to really worry about. You just need to be conscious of it. To preserve the nonstick coating on this pan, you should preheat it before using it. And you need to preheat it at a low to medium temperature, not high. Don't crank it up and think you're going to save time. You'll actually hurt your pan. So I'm going to put this on a medium temperature, and I'm going to let it be preheating while I prepare our piece of fish. Now for the fish, we are going to use the lemon pepper blend and the zesty lemon grapeseed oil. We are going to use 2 teaspoons of the lemon pepper blend, and once again in the bowl, like we did before, 2 teaspoons. And 2 tablespoons of the zesty lemon grapeseed oil. And this basting mix is going to add a lot of flavor, plus help keep the fish from sticking. We're going to mix with our brush, with our basting brush, to get the lemon pepper blend and the oil fully incorporated together, and then just brush it on your piece of fish on both sides, because you're going to want to sear it on one side and then turn it over to finish cooking on the other. Now we've had our pan preheating over here, and you can put your hand down in it. Now please don't touch the surface, but this is to determine if it's hot enough, and when it gets to a point where you can't really keep your hand there very long, then that means it's time to put the chicken, fish, or whatever in. We're going to put the chicken in, sit down in the pan. You hear the sizzle? That's a good thing. That means that it's the right temperature. You'll cook it for a few minutes on this side until it starts to brown, and then you'll flip it over. Now, a technique that I use a lot in my cooking, it helps to keep the protein item, whatever it is, from getting too dried out while you're trying to get it done, is to let it brown on one side, then flip it over and put it in a preheated oven at about 350 degrees to 400 degrees. If you have something else cooking in the oven, it doesn't really matter which degree it is. It'll work either way. And leave it there for probably 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Again, that will depend on the size of the item you're cooking and how many pieces. And then bring it out. And it should be done without being dried out. You can do this for chicken or for fish. If you don't want to put it in the oven, you don't want to turn on the oven, or maybe it's full of other items and you just don't have room, you can accomplish the same thing by basically making a mini oven on the top of your stove. Take a lid and put it on the pan for the time we were talking about before, probably about 10 minutes. Again, it depends on how many items and how big they are. These pans generally don't come with a lid, so you'll have to rob another set in your house to make it happen. But, you know, most of us have a lot of lids, so just find which one works. Another tip is that when something is cooking on the stove or in the oven, there is something called carryover cooking time. And that means that once you've taken it off the heat, it is still cooking. It is still retaining heat. Now, while we do want our protein items to be fully cooked, we don't want them overcooked, because that's when they get tough and rubbery and tasteless. So, you want to stop cooking just a few minutes before you think it's going to be done. Remove the item from the heat and let it sit, and it will incorporate the carryover cooking to bring it to the most perfect doneness, so it's still moist and delicious.